The USS Florida, an Ohio-class guided missile submarine packed to the gills with Tomahawk cruise missiles and Navy SEALs, recently entered the Middle East battle zone. Its appearance, a warning to Israel's main adversary, Iran. The ongoing Gaza conflict has triggered a major deployment of U.S. military forces into strategic locations across the Middle East. Washington hopes that U.S. forces, including carrier battle groups, cruise missile submarines, air defense forces, and fighter jets, will deter bad actors from joining the conflict and expanding its scope. The attack on Israel on October 7th triggered a major conflict between the terrorist group Hamas and the State of Israel. The conflict has triggered concerns that other groups, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon and Houthi guerrillas in Yemen, could enter the conflict on the side of Hamas and embroil other countries, especially Yemen, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Jordan. In response, the U.S. forces have flowed into many of these countries, the Eastern Mediterranean, and the Red Sea, to stop rocket and missile attacks and prevent the need for targeted countries to retaliate. So far, the American strategy seems to be working. Hezbollah and Houthis have fired missiles in support of Hamas, but have refrained from joining the conflict outright, allowing other countries in the region to stay out of the fighting. At the same time, if the deterrence provided by the U.S. forces fails, it does risk the possibility that American troops may enter combat. The U.S. Navy currently operates two carrier strike groups in the Middle East region. Carrier Strike Group 12 includes the new carrier USS Gerald R. Ford with 4 squadrons of Super Hornet strike fighters, and also probably with laser weapons on board, capable of destroying threats from the air, which can help defend Israel. The strike group is rounded out by the guided missile cruiser USS Normandy and destroyers Ramage, McFall, and Thomas Hudner. Carrier Strike Group 2, now in the Red Sea, includes USS Eisenhower with another 4 support Hornet squadrons, the cruiser Philippine Sea, destroyers Gravely and Mason, and the Italian Navy frigate Virginio Fasan. Typically, each carrier strike group is accompanied by a nuclear-powered attack submarine that screens for underwater threats and also carries land attack cruise missiles. In addition to the 2 carriers, the amphibious assault ship USS Bataan, along with USS Carter Hall and USS Mesa Verde, are operating in the Red Sea. Embarked upon the 3 ships is the 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit, an infantry battalion reinforced with attack helicopters, MV-22 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft, and AV-8B Harrier attack jets. On November 5th, U.S. Central Command, responsible for Israel and the broader Middle East, tweeted a photo of an Ohio-class guided missile submarine passing through the Suez Canal. The name of the submarine was not disclosed, however it is believed to be the USS Florida, one of 4 Ohio-class submarines modified to embark up to 154 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles. The submarine is also equipped with a dry dock shelter, DDS, behind the sail. The DDS is a device that allows U.S. Navy SEALs to enter and exit the submarine underwater, both on their own and using underwater transport vehicles. The U.S. Air Force moved fighter jets to the Middle East early in the conflict. A-10 Thunderbolt II attack jets from Arizona and Georgia flew to unspecified locations in the region, likely Al Dhafra in the United Arab Emirates or Al Udeid in Qatar. F-15E Strike Eagles and F-16 Fighting Falcons were also deployed. The Air Force has been mum on how many of each type of aircraft has been rushed to the theater, what their missions are, and how long they will stay. On October 27th, Air Force F-15 and F-16 fighters struck 2 locations in Syria that were home to Iranian-backed groups conducting attacks on American troops. The drone and rocket attacks, linked to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, injured at least 24 American troops based in Iraq and Syria. The airstrike failed to stop the attacks. The Department of Defense said on November 17th that there have been 58 attacks on U.S. military bases in Iraq and Syria since October 17th, though none caused any serious damage or injuries. In addition to fighters, Air Force transports are flying in military supplies to Israel, and aerial refueling tankers, including KC-135R Stratotankers, are supporting Air Force aircraft throughout the theater. An RC-135V strategic reconnaissance aircraft, callsign Homer 42, has been flying surveillance missions off the coast of Israel, likely monitoring communications of Hamas, Hezbollah, and other regional actors. The Air Force has also conducted several missions since November 5th throughout the Middle East with the B-1B Lancer, a multi-mission supersonic bomber. The Pentagon says, though, that the missions were planned before the Gaza conflict started. The only U.S. forces operating directly above Gaza are MQ-9 Reaper drones. The U.S. Army has sent mostly air defense artillery to the Middle East in order to stop rocket and missile attacks. On October 25th, FDD cited a Wall Street Journal report that a THAAD battery was destined for Saudi Arabia. THAAD, which stands for Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, is a missile system designed to shoot down Iranian ballistic missiles fielded by both Iran and Yemen's Houthi rebels. The journal also reported that Patriot batteries were being sent to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Jordan, Iraq, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. The Patriot missile system is a more versatile platform capable of defending against aircraft, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and drones. In all, around 45,400 U.S. troops and contractors are currently stationed across the Middle East. Since the conflict began, 1,200 troops have been deployed to the region as of November 7th. At this point, the only progress that can reasonably be accomplished in the Gaza conflict is to prevent it from growing even worse. One of the most understated but important missions of American military power is to stabilize crises with a flood of firepower. The United States has sent military forces into the Middle East as only the United States can, quickly becoming the 500-pound gorilla in the room. Nobody knows what the gorilla intends, except it is allied with Israel, and that is so far dissuading others from jumping feet first into the conflict. What do you think about American power in helping Israel? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to Military World to get our latest videos straight to your notifications.